is our final episode together. I am here with Father Brandon and another person.
Woohoo!
My sister, Ellie McCarty.
Hello everybody, thank you for having me.
We are super excited to be here with you guys, but a little sad because this is our last week of Faith Formation videos, but don't worry, we'll keep up with the vlog.
I'm sure you're all just crying.
And we will make sure to email you guys and make sure you're doing well. But today, what we are going to talk about are the final 2 corporal works of mercy that we have yet to discuss. So, who can remember the first 5 that we have already talked about? Yes, good job, whoever's over there
Yes.
answering at home.
Our imaginary
feeding
friends.
the hungry, correct, and giving drink to the thirsty, and sheltering the homeless, and giving clothing to the naked. Clothing the naked.
Burying the dead, right?
And burying the dead. We just talked about burying the dead,
Couple weeks
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The final 2 that we are going to be discussing are visiting the imprisoned and visiting the sick. So we are just going to, Father Brandon is going to share a little testimony of my sister about their specific experiences with this. So maybe we'll start off with visiting the imprisoned, Father, and maybe if you want to go ahead and
so a couple, 3 summers ago, I had an opportunity to do a little bit of prison ministry with Monsignor Chuck Stetzel at the time, and it was at the La Crosse County Prison. And so it was just an opportunity to go with him. Of course, I wasn't with him while he was hearing confessions, but then Mass afterwards.
Sure.
And for me, it was just an incredible opportunity just to really get to know, some of these people who are in prison, kind of as they were waiting to go to confession, or we were setting up for Mass, or whatever it might have been. For me, I think it was really good because it kind of put everything in perspective, and it really helped me see them as persons, as humans. And I think, outside of, the prison, it's really easy to think, like, oh, those are just the wretched people, the outcasts, horrible people. But really what I saw were people who were like just hungry for the faith. They were, they're people, they're humans, and they need love, they need to know Jesus, they need all the same things that we do. And a lot of them were experiencing a lot of remorse. They were talking about how, horrible they felt for the things that they had done.
Wow.
These weren't, hardened, terrible criminals, but it was just a county prison. But to just kind of see that remorse and to see like their piety, their faithfulness for confession and at Mass was really inspiring to me, because I need to step it up a little bit too. And these guys were really inspiring. So
wow, yeah, and we see forgiveness on the cross. Like that first. When Christ is being crucified, there are the 2 thieves next to him, and one of them is mocking him. Yeah. But the other one, known as the good thief, is actually Saint Dismas.
Dismas. Yep.
Yeah. And, he's the one that says, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. He recognizes Jesus as God, and he's asking for his mercy. And Jesus says, I tell you today, you will be with me in paradise. Literally offering that mercy to anybody who asks for the mercy. Exactly. That's beautiful that you were able to visit them, but just like praying for the people. You can even write them letters and really reaching out to them, because that could be maybe the turning point in their life. Yeah. Saying like, wow, like these people are showing me love regardless of the things we've done, because we've all done bad things in our lives. We've all committed sins that we need mercy for. And so the second one that we're going to look at is visiting the sick. So Ellie is going to share kind of a unique experience that she had with this. So go ahead.
Yeah, so about a month and a half ago, I had the opportunity to go to Haiti on a mission trip. I was there for about a week, and throughout the week we did different home visits. So we would go and visit people who were stuck at their homes. They were either sick or handicapped, couldn't walk anywhere in the village. And one of the families that we visited, they had 3 children who all had handicaps, so they couldn't walk anywhere. Basically, they just sat in their hut all day. And so what we did is we went and visited with them. We prayed with them. But the thing is, we couldn't speak their language. We don't speak Haitian. I don't speak Haitian.
Wait, what?
But right, it's a surprise. But it was just really amazing because the kids were so joyful, and you could just tell how happy they were that we were there just in their presence and praying with them and showing them that they mattered, and that we took the time to go to this village and be with them and pray with them. So yeah, it was just a really good opportunity to be able to see Christ in these children, in their joy, and be Christ to them.
And isn't that crazy how they're so joyful?
Right.
And they have literally, nothing.
Absolutely
They're
nothing.
very poor. And I think that's really beautiful how healing can work like the Lord, you know, he heals, and Jesus performed miracles where he did heal physical ailments, but then especially there's this specific story about a woman who was physically, had all of these sicknesses, but he not only healed those physical ailments, but he gave her peace and healed her soul.
And I think that's a really great point that you brought up, is the works of mercy, they're not like healing the sick or healing the imprisoned. It's visiting and just being present and letting God work through you, through your presence.
So a challenge for you guys is to first off pray for people who are in prisons and pray for people who are sick, especially those near and dear to you. Maybe you have someone who's in a hospital or nursing home right now,
might be especially
where
lonely,
you can't visit them. And secondly, I would kind of challenge you, or really encourage you to write a letter to someone. Maybe it's someone you know who's in prison or jail, or someone who is in the hospital or sick that you can't physically go and visit right now. Just say, like, I'm praying for you. Like, the Lord's mercy, is abounding, is everywhere. And just like that little simple, like, hi, I just wanted to pray for you. No, I'm here for you. We're giving these corporal works of mercy, not just like, hey, these are here. It's like, no, do these.
These are things to
do.
do.
Christ to others, act on that. And quarantine makes them look a little bit different, but just remember that we can still live those out. Exactly. So with that wraps up our corporal works of mercy. I hope that you guys had a really fun time.
It wraps up the year.
I know, that's crazy. But don't worry, we will still be in virtual touch.
Oh, yes, we will.
So anyways, thank you to both of our guests. That was really fun. Awesome. God bless.
Take care. God bless.